bunch of the cast came to support. He's down to talk for an introduction.
Thank you. And stay right there. Drop those arms for me if you would. Yeah.
How far they going?
If you want to put like
Oh,
one hand
put
in
one in
the
the
pocket.
oh yeah. All right, that's better.
And with that beautiful smile. Thank you.
And then just a little step over and go forward.
Okay,
Chin down just
cats
a
on the
tad.
bear.
Oh,
You
yes,
want
yes,
cat.
yes. We're big fans.
A little smile in there.
That day it was really nice.
Hot, yeah.
Yeah, you had a friend with you, wasn't it? Someone else?
Yeah. You have
There
a
we
good
go. I remember.
memory.
Yeah.
I know. I was watching the movie and I was like, wait.
Yeah, there
I
we go.
recognize that
I'm like a
face.
bad penny. I just keep showing up.
Oh my gosh, no, a great shiny
Thank
penny.
you. Thank you.
But before we talk about Cheetah Love, I wanted to ask you about what was it like seeing Liza, getting her flowers on that Emmy stage and winning that award.
Well, Liza and I are friends for like 30 years. We did a lot of theater together in New York. And so she's a dear friend. And to know that the scene that they used her for was a scene with the two of us. So it was so great, to see her. She's wonderful and she deserves every great thing she can get when it comes to her. Yeah.
The camaraderie that you all have and just the love. And I mean, in this film specifically, you and Arsema have such a beautiful relationship. I read an interview where she said that you really filled that void for her as her father for those 2
Really?
months. Yeah.
Oh, I
so
didn't-
what was
I
it
didn't
like
see
for
that.
you just building that together for this film?
Very, very grateful that Daryl Gibson brought us, together, and to meet Arsema. Just a little time we spent together, I felt like it was immediate, the connection, and I wanted to hold her very, very close. So it was really, really good. Very pleased with that.
It was beautiful. I love just the silence even between you both. You could tell, it's like, they spent their time, they built that relationship.
Well, what happens is sometimes with artists, you meet another artist and you don't have to say much. I go back to Liza. She and I are that way. We don't talk a lot about scenes, And with Arsema, it's the same way. Didn't have to say much, just watch and listen to her, and just try to be what I can be for her, whatever she needs. Yeah.
You did amazing. Congratulations.
Thanks so much.
Look forward to continuously seeing you here.
Yes. Good to see you again.
Edwin. Nice to
All right.
see you
Cheers.
again.
All right. Oh, there we go. Yeah. All right.
I love so many people. I love to dance.
Hello, Danielle.
Can you talk about what it was about Daryl's script that made you say, I want to jump into this indie and just be a part of this story?
Well, I love Daryl. Daryl and I were on Barry together on HBO, and we fell in love during the pilots, which was like 8 years ago. And he told me about this script a long time ago, and I read it and I loved it, like pre-pandemic. And was always just rooting for him. I mean, I just always loved the story of this script, and hoped I could be a part of it, but it was more just like I'm proud of my friend. And then when he asked me to be in it, I could not say yes fast enough. I also was just so excited to get to watch him on set. Sometimes when you get to work with your friends that you love so much, just watching them do their thing on set is so fulfilling, and it was really great. I'm really proud of her, endlessly proud.
Oh, I love it. I was like, okay, it makes sense.
Yeah.
The chemistry.
Yeah.
There's a long time friendship there.
Yeah.
And you were recently at TIFF with Tony Hale. Talk to me about that project and just what it was like kind of working together.
That project is for a movie called Sketch, and it's I was about to say a kids movie, but it's like a movie that kids will like, that adults will like. It's another one of those I've known Tony for a long time, and there's just certain people, Daryl, Tony Hale, the list goes on. But not too long of a list, but there are just certain people that when they ask you to do something, you just jump at it. Not only would I be so lucky to work with Tony or Daryl, but I want to. That's a fun day on set.
That's when you created that good community
Yeah,
around
yeah.
you. You're all set. My last question for you. I know the fans are always asking continuously, will we ever see a Good Place reunion?
Oh my God, I hope so. I really hope a Good Place reunion. Mike Schur, the creator of The Good Place, is so smart and doesn't. He would if he thought it was a good time for a Good Place reunion, we would. You know how sometimes you do a reunion or something and you're kind of like, who wants this? Or maybe it's too fast or whatever. But with him, I trust his taste. The cast loves each other so much. I was texting with Ted today. We would jump at the chance to get to work together for the right thing. And if it was with Mike, it would be the right thing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yay. And can we just get a quick shot of you, just fashion shot?
Sure. Down to the toes.
Yes. And she's even pointing.
I am. Guys, I need to tell you something.
Come on, here, get in here. Get in here. Ready? Come next to me. Come next to me. There we go.
There we go. Come forward on the end.
Still got sick out of this. Back.
All right, we're good? All right, we're good. Yeah, back from Australia. Okay, hold on, quick. This is the four of us, quick. If you can get one lead, just yeah. Edwin!
Not in a good mood. Daniel Kaluuya is coming back.
Do we have one time without the glasses? Yeah, there we go. Oh, look at that.
You'll get the all right, gentlemen. Let's get all four of your videos together.
No glasses though.
Get all four of you.
I'm gonna let you guys have it. I'm gonna come back.
Put you on the other side if you wish. Off the back.
Sure.
Yeah,
What am I don't know.
start on this side.
You're getting B-roll.
And right here. I'll get him to roll. And then, right here.
Green
Give
purse.
me a little smile like you get along. Oh, not Jake.
Oh, you got this.
Eyes right here in the front. Give me something fun. Give me some love right there. There we go.
All right, I'm gonna leave you guys
Beautiful smile.
Come on, I'm hopping in there too.
All right. There's Dave. Yeah. Okay. All right. Carol, step forward just a little. All right. Stay with me for a few. Almost. I love it. on down the
And
line.
then Michelle Sam, Robin. And then next stunning. Smile.
Beautiful smile right here.
And last one with that smile.
So beautiful eyes, beautiful smile. She's gone. Hold on. Some beautiful smiles right here. No glass.
And then next door, you two.
And good smiles right here.
Oh, with the head on the shoulder right here. Congratulations. I love this. I'm excited to see it go in the canon of romance films. I know that it's been inspired by personal events, but I wanted to tell you, what was it like for you specifically, you know, as a man diving into this story, making sure that you carefully told, you know, a black woman's experience as she deals with romance and illness?
It's really about being collaborative, and when you have our Summer Tommies, you sit down with her and you ask her how she feels about it, because once I'm done writing it, it becomes hers. And I really wanted it to become hers and hers alone. So it's really just listening to the women in my life, you know? Like, if you listen to women, your life will be better.
Listen, I agree with that. I'm biased, but I agree with it. And I wanted to ask you as well, just going into this, I really felt that it was almost joy and romance as a form of resistance, just in what we've seen in terms of black romance films in Hollywood. How do you hope that this film, given that it's on Hulu, will kind of challenge the narrative or hopefully push, you know, studios to say, hey, a film like this can be greenlit and it doesn't have to have so much trauma. It can actually have joy and resistance and everything together.
Because we deserve joy. I think that there's a lot of our trauma, black and brown people, in the films and television that we consume. And I think if you can, I've said it before and I'll say it again, feel that the world can feel very divisive and very dark, but I do believe that the tunnel out of that is through love. And that's something everybody desires, that everybody, you know, needs. And I think if we can keep giving people art that shows that, then I think we got a real shot at changing things.
I agree. I mean, art is a way that people are open to then talking about bigger stories and bigger issues. And my last question for you, you've worked with amazing writers, you know, on multiple shows and films. Did you take any advice from anyone, whether it was Shaka King or anyone else, while you were forming this?
So much. I've taken advice from everybody that I've worked with. Shaka King, Daniel Kaluuya, Lee Janiak, Ryder Doyle, Martin McDonough. I just feel like I've been blessed to work with some of the best to ever do it. And every time they drop gems on me, I write it down and make sure to never let that go.
I mean, they came out here to support you as well tonight.
It's so, I'm so blessed. I really am.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And Gerald.
Because we're here, right?
You went shopping. Silver and gold, we know you did.
I'm glad it's happening.
Me too. I was like, listen, my work is going to make it happen if you won't. So, but congratulations. You were phenomenal. And I was just talking to Daryl about this, but I love just the theme of love as a form of resistance and just the way that we saw black romance being depicted. Can you talk about for you why that was important to you and how you hope it could, you know, challenge the narrative that we see in Hollywood?
I mean, I think it's important because one, media is such an important medium. I think it's a lot of where we get the sense of what is right and wrong in society. And so when you see that we, as people of color, are constantly being depicted in situations that lack love, that lack a softness or tenderness, it's so difficult to then go out your door and try and live a life that opposes that. So I think the moment that you see a love story like this that is not about racialized trauma, that isn't about, the stereotypes or caricatures that are put on Black people, I think it just cracks the mold of what could possibly, be different interpretations in the way that we live. And I hope that then it empowers and it emboldens people to think differently than the way that we were forced to.
We can tell different stories and have this nuance and everything in there. And you also, one thing I love is just seeing how open you are on social media about injustices, using your platform. Can you talk about what that's like while also navigating a career in Hollywood, kind of what that duality is?
I mean, I think that the two have to go hand in hand. It's never been a situation to me where they can be silent. So much of the media that the parts that I depict are so intertwined with what's happening in the social space. And so for me, it is the best way to not only be an empathetic person, but to also be a very alive actor, is to make sure that I'm as connected with everybody as I possibly could. We shouldn't be put on a separate platform, or there shouldn't be any sort of, bifurcation between art and politics. I feel like art is extremely political, and so, yeah.
And have you reached out to anyone for advice on how to navigate that, or this is all just from your own kind of conviction?
I've gotten a lot of advice from my mother, being operating in the diplomatic space, but having a lot of strong opinions. I've also talked to Golda, who we discussed just what it's like to be queer Black women in this space. I think a lot of the advice that I've gotten as of recent has come from Daryl and Nate, who are both really big proponents about justice. And so I think the moment that I recognized that these men were able to kind of do that dance and not feel as though they had to compromise one over the other, then I realized that it wasn't as fantastical as I was told it was going to be. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Real quick, I see the details, the frame. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, so I got these. We got these necklaces made. He's wearing a Molly one underneath his bow tie, but yeah, there's just kind of this. I don't know, there's something really important about having something physical and tangible that is reminded about this massive experience. This was a labor of love in the greatest possible way, but also remembering that you can make something revolutionary even in the confines of a very alive, oppressive structure. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Ursula.
Likewise! Please do.
The direction was LA is a character in itself.
It is.
You guys didn't focus on West Hollywood. You were downtown. You were in all the cooler spots. Can you talk about what led to that decision?
Absolutely. So I have to give an amazing shout out to our director of photography, Justin Jerry, who, saw my vision and just looked to elevate it at every point. When I knew that LA was going to be a character, because you can read it in the script that Daryl wrote, it's present, and it's present within anyone that actually lives in Los Angeles. You can't exclude the actual city itself. But me being from Houston, so not being a native to LA, I saw the city and its, bits of, small slurks of light, at sunset, or the juxtaposition between, multi-million-dollar builds and homeless people in Starbucks, and seeing the random person in a Spider-Man outfit with the Kobe jersey on, so it was this space of juxtaposition. It was this space of clashing beauty, if you look for it in the smallest spots.
I loved it. I noticed I'm from LA, so I noticed every little detail. You all got one of my friend's houses in the background for one shot.
Amazing.
I was like, just so you know, there's a movie coming out in your house.
And you're in it.
Kind of. But also talk to me just about the initial reading of the script once Daryl presented it to you, and making sure that you told, this black romance film in a way that could essentially catapult it into, the canon of romance films that we love.
Thank you for that. So as soon as I read it, I knew we had, an obligation to do the story justice. The content of itself speaks to more than, just the storytellers telling it. It has an audience and it resonates in a way that, we had to do it justice, and we had to do it as correct and, as authentic as we knew that we could. And Daryl just did such an amazing job of painting these characters. I felt like I was at an intersection of my life that really resonated with both these characters' stories. And then, to be able to make a story where a black woman is the center, is the lead, is the focus, is the reason for the season. It's like, come on, it's my first time to be able to, direct a feature. It's a blessing. It's a dream come true, really.
Dream team, you all did such a great job.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Nate.
Thank you.
Thank you.